Steady, calves. Come on, buddies.
They must know what's coming.
Yes. Come on. Iodine bonuses for you all.
Come on, let me go.
Come on. Don't worry, no jabbing today.
No.
All done. So good morning. Welcome back to the channel. As you've just seen there, we're running some cows out of our beef shed here into the handling system. We're doing that to give them some iodine boluses. The cattle that we're bolusing here are the ones that have been living on Technograce project on the other farm. And they haven't done that well all summer, which we sort of attributed to the really poor grass growing season we've had here with it being so dry. John said this morning that some of the stabilizers that are with these lot, they're actually in the pen just there. We'll do those in a minute. We added another cow to that group when we TB tested last week. And John just, said, oh, the cow that we added looks really, really dark coloured compared to the rest of them. So let's see if I can turn this off here. Craig and Phil have been fixing that this morning. Seems to have pushed it all out. I think somewhere there's a button. You can just turn it off, like that. John made the remark that this one cow that we added to the group was a lot darker coat colour than the rest of them. He said, I wonder if that's just the way it is, or if there's some sort of deficiency and mineral deficiency in the ground that they're on. So Bruce had a look back through some records, and it turns out the field they're in has historically been very low in iodine, and the cattle on it have been iodine deficient. So we are now bolusing all the cattle with a Cure bolus, which is iodine, copper, selenium and cobalt. Try and get them back where they should be. So John's going to start bolusing them over there. I'm going to go get the tractor and straw chopper and bed it up whilst the shed's empty. Normally we bed them first thing in the morning. Craig and Phil had the handler for sorting out the scraper system that hasn't been working. Now that's fixed. And both the other loader tractors that we have are at other farms, so didn't have a loader to load the straw chopper. Yeah, so as I was also saying, we TB tested last week, which didn't go brilliantly well. I hadn't mentioned it on any social media anywhere. We had 4 reactors and an IR. The 4 reactors we had, 2 of them were cows that were IRs from the last test that reacted this time. And then we had 3 new ones that reacted to the test. 1 as an IR and 2 as full-blown reactors. So rather annoying because they're all in calf, so that's 5 more cows now that we're not going to get to calve this winter. And we were a bit low on numbers anyway. It's not very helpful. But that is farming for you, especially in the southwest here where TB is a big issue. It doesn't affect the way that we sell cattle because we don't sell calves, we only sell to the abattoir, which you can still do under TB restriction, but it's just a pain of having to test every 60 days and also losing good cattle. So we want to get rid of TB if we can. Bale of oat straw there, ready to go in the chopper. Just come around here and get it ready. This is on the 130 at the moment, it won't stay on it. Back here, this tractor goes over to the other farm in the winter. Sits on the diet feeder over there. Right, for whatever reason, if we leave any of our Lucas wagons plugged in on the 3-pin plug, they drain the tractor batteries when they're turned off. So we always have to unplug them. It is, lift the spout out of the way, put the back door down. There somewhere. Make sure that's flat. Nice one. Right, that is that now ready to go and blow some straw in. This is really handy, this little bit of box with combine knife on it. Works well for chopping bales. We'll go and do some bedding up. Let's see if we can remember how to do this. We'll give it a little bit of revs to start, because I know there's a bit of straw up against the rotor. Power shafting gear. Nice one, we're blowing. And then on here, that's in high 9, so we don't want that in high 9. We'll go high 2 to start with. Just press that one to engage the bed, so that goes black. That means the bed's going. Bringing the straw forwards. Give it some revs. Give them a really good coating of straw. Keep the animals nice and clean. You'd think they would get out of the way of the straw soil, but they absolutely love it. It's like it gives them a back scratch. So we've got a few animals outside that I can just blow over the door a bit for. They're ready to go back, are they?
Recorded their numbers.
Yes.
You tell me what pen they go in, I'll just put it according to that.
Okay. Look at them eating it. Bit of oat straw, so that's come off of our own fields where we grew the oats last year. We'll get back into the routine now of coming down here first thing every morning and scraping them out and bedding them up. And then we'll put the wagon on the tractor at some point, because I have just been rolling out bales, but really we want to incorporate a bit of sugar beet and also minerals into their ration. So what we'll do is we'll put the wagon on the tractor. Next time they need feeding, we'll feed them through the wagon. We can mix it all up, chuck it all out, and yeah, we'll know exactly what we're feeding them. Come on, home time. Yes. I like the little white calf. Oh. Those cows were IR cows on our last TB test. So they've been isolated since the last test, and they actually went clear this time, so they can go back with the cows when we get a minute. And then there's 2 bulls over there beside them that were kept entire from calves because we couldn't find their nuts. They need to be vasectomized, so the vet's got to come and do that. They got these little brushes if they want to brush themselves. Yeah, they go in there and spread all that about. You see, I've got some straw in the troughs. When it's not so bad like this, we just come along and chuck it out. If any of the animals see there's a bit of dung in there, we can undo them, stir it all up a bit, take them out. Keeps it incredibly easy to keep these clean. They were only put in here last winter, these troughs, and the difference in water intake from these troughs compared to ones that you can't tip out and that you're probably a bit lazy about cleaning when they got dung in the bottom. Unbelievable. Well worth putting in if anyone's thinking about it, tipping troughs. I can't tell you what pen it is because there's no pen number there. Oh, right. But it's the far end on the left. Of course I come over and you get a difficult one. The trick is to make them swallow. And swallow the gun.
What are we talking about now?
Because we have to go on JM farming after dark.
Nothing but filth.
Absolute filth.
Filth and depravity.
So these are the boluses that John has given the cows. The Posicure, cattle bolus, cobalt, selenium, iodine and copper. What do they last? 6 months?
6 months, yeah.
6 months life on them. So
I think they're a glass bolus, aren't they?
they feel like glass.
Which sounds horrendous.
Yeah. But anyway, they'll slowly break down over 6 months inside the cows. All the in-calf cows will get them as well, but not until closer to calving.
Middle of January?
Here's a big one. Right, I'll fill the race for you. Iodine shows itself up in pregnant cattle by getting stillbirths. We had it one year where I used to work, and because the boluses take a little bit of time to work, the quick fire solution is just to spray neat iodine like you get for like dipping navels and stuff on their back and letting it soak in through their skin. Come on. So yeah, iodine's one of those minerals or trace elements that has a rather large effect on the health of your cattle. Now, these cattle have struggled a bit over the summer. They were bought in calves, you guys might remember them coming about this time last year, and we had them on milk up until about Christmas time, and then we weaned them and they were going really well, and when we turned them out they were still growing well, and then that really hot dry spell hit, and coupled with them possibly being mineral deficient, it's knocked them a bit. So hopefully this will kick-start them going again. Obviously inside you can keep a really good eye on them, you know exactly what's going into them, and yeah, hopefully they'll grow away proper. That's one reason why we're bolusing them. Instead of them just getting minerals at the feed faces, you know 100% that bolus is in them and they're getting those minerals. Just peace of mind, really. Right, we've got the 6 big ones in now. They're going to get 2 boluses each because they're obviously bigger and heavier. This is how much the bolus supplies to them daily. 178 of copper. This is our very muscular limousine looking calf. Look at the back end on them. Oh. Right, so there is all the cows in their relevant pens. Got all the rubbish to go and put in the bin. John's just made a very good point, and that is now that these are housed, they ought to have their back shaved. Which we could have done, I suppose, whilst we're at it, but they will need fluking and or worming at some point after housing, so we can do it then. Will they need worming as well? They were wormed not very long ago.
I know, just see how long it lasts.
Yes. Because now they haven't got access to worms.
Yeah.
You kill them.
But if they were wormed 3 weeks ago, say.
Yeah.
And you got coverage for 2.
Yeah.
Then that means they might have been exposed for 1.
Yes.
My powers of maths are amazing.
So we could fluke them, worm them, and shave them.
And I think we've got some fluke and worm in 1 to use up.
One old thing.
Yeah.
One job. Doing weighing. We have some oats here that are being sold, so we need to weigh them first. If I take that, I'll keep that in my pocket and then give that to Mel. So those 4 bags of oats are about 2.5 tonne, just very slightly under. And they're labelled wrong.
What do you mean?
It says rolled barley.
Ah, yes.
It's whole oats.
Well spotted.
Right, so we've been and weighed this load of oats. We've also been and picked up a load of fences, electric fences, now that cows are sort of on their last rotation for winter. So I'm going to back this load of oats in the shed here, and they can be picked up when they're ready to go. Well, just there. Perfect. This is going well.
It's all falling to pieces, John.
Hey!
Ooh.
Look at the filing. As I can see ball bearings.
Yeah, that's your problem, Shag.
I think the bearing gone.
I think you're right.
It's in this area.
I didn't know you were an engineer, John.
With the threaded bit in the middle.
Yeah.
So what's in there? It's threaded. Well, that handle's threaded, is it?
Yeah, that's got a threaded bar on it.
Yeah, he's not a good way. Ah yes, precision inspection tool.
I do all my inspecting with this. These a bit splayed out.
I'm gonna beat him.
You are, aren't you?
Yeah. I reckon the bearing goes in the top there, you know.
Yeah.
Keeps that all nice and... Because I reckon you're grinding.
I think that's what he's going against.
Ooh. Sucky's here.
Is it?
Sucky? So this has just come in the yard. It's a sucky thing of some description. Look at his number plate. Who? You love to see it. Come to empty a septic tank. Right, we're gonna go get the 130, put that back in the midden. We've got some oats to move and then put some sugar beet on the floor. And yeah, it's the straw chopper all tucked up back in the midden. We'll be back on that one tomorrow. Bed those cattle up again. Now we're going to go and move the last bit of oats in the shed over to one corner so we can empty some bags of sugar beet that we took out of our feed bin on one of our other farms into the other corner, so that when we come to feed the cattle using the wagon, we've got the sugar beet on the floor loose in bulk, just to load what we want in the wagon and tip back what we don't want. Makes jobs a bit easier rather than trying to handball bags of sugar beet in. All right, one job we are going to do before we move the oats is just take a bale of silage down to some fat cattle. We had a bit of a hole in this one, but they'll pick out the best of it. We'll take that down. John's down there with some cake, so we'll go and find him. I always take the front off first, just so that when we get down there we can cut the rest of the plastic and the rest of the net off without having to worry about any of it being left on the spikes. Not really fair to call this a ring feeder anymore, it's more of a oval shape. I didn't cut all the way through it yet. Good man, John. Nice one, I'll keep them happy. Right, so we just had to tidy up, so there's a big gap there now for the sugar beet. The oats that we got left are now in the corner there. Those 3 bags there, I've got sugar beet in that was in the bin up on the off farm. We're going to bring those over, put them here and tip them out so it's in bulk. Well, we managed it, just about. Bags are gone, they're there. Now I've got a pile of oats and a pile of sugar beet. We will have to buy some more, because that won't last that long, but it's a start, don't want to waste it. John's putting the buggy away for the night. Craig and Doctor have had a good clean up of our handling system this afternoon. Just got a bucket here of old sheep dags and bits and pieces. But the handling looks brilliant. Nice and clean and washed out. But yeah, that's going to be about it for today's video. Hope you've all enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The likes and the thumbs up, they really do help. I mean, they cost you nothing. It's just a click of a button, but they propel the videos up the YouTube algorithm, something chronic. So if you could please like them if you do enjoy them, then that would be absolutely fantastic. Links below to all my different socials. If you want to follow me on Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, anything like that, that's all down there. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you on another video very soon. Cheerio.